What's going on, everybody? Today is still Thursday, December 19th, 2024. It's our second stream of the night. This time we're talking about the Challenge 40, Battle of the Eras, where we are on the doorstep of our final. We have to get through one more episode, one more daily challenge, one more elimination, and we are down to our final 8 now. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about this episode with you guys. Let's kick this off. All right. My name, of course, is Mr. John Dumpy Judea, standing my Queen Mariah and her miraculous thighs. I'm joined, as always, by my ride or dies, Mr. Kyle Petty Basal, standing King Ferris, champion of Australian Survivor, and Miss Gina Morgino, standing absolutely no one. And we are
standing herself.
Yeah, standing only herself. We are Strat Chat, your favorite reality TV podcast. Find us on the socials at Strat Chat Pod. We'd appreciate it. But yes, let's talk about this episode. So, last week, obviously, Derek beat Corey in the elimination, sending him home, and naming Jenny, Rachel, and Cara Maria as targets. So, some heavy hitters here. And we found out we'd be changing our location, apparently to somewhere less green, but it still seemed pretty green when they got to the Philippines and left Vietnam. So I'm not really sure what that was about. But the episode started out with sort of our last 9 players sort of celebrating the fact that they had gotten there. There was some tension between Bananas and Michelle and Tori, like there's been all season. I did think it was a little funny, though, when Tori was talking about how there was no real, like, huge dominating side of the game this season, that it was really just people competing against each other. Everybody was kind of battling it out, and Bananas was like, no. Like, you were the machine this season. It was you that was leading this dominating force on one side of the house. I don't know. Do you think that's true?
No.
Right? I didn't think so either.
Yeah.
No.
Like, you can, I guess, make an argument for the Vacation Alliance, but I feel like that wasn't even as big of a conversation this season as it has been in past seasons. And I feel like we've heard more about the Angels than we did the Vacation Alliance.
Yeah, I think that we heard a lot about the Vacation Alliance in the beginning, and then it was dismantled rather quickly.
Very quickly.
Yeah, I feel like when Casey went home, that was kind of the end of, like, the mentions of that, honestly. Yeah, I don't really agree with that. I think this is one of the games, though, that I think that Bananas had the most opposition. Like, usually he doesn't have to deal with this much heat the entire run. So I think he had a rougher go than he's used to.
Right, so he feels like he was steamrolled because he had people pushing against him. Yeah.
And it's like, but how can you feel like you were steamrolled when you had an alliance of 4 and you only lost 1 person? That's not a steamroll.
And they were named after you.
Yeah. So, like, I think you still did pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, all things considered.
Yeah. Not to
a
mention
4-person alliance doesn't usually make it to a finale with 3 still left, you know?
Right. And yeah, I was going to say, not to mention that here we are talking about how Bananas, it might have been one of his more difficult seasons where he might have struggled and faced a lot of opposition, and he's going to the final.
Right.
Yeah,
so
he's going to the final. So one of the last
4
that
guys, people gave you a rough go. That's usually what you do.
Right. That's the game.
So yeah. Welcome to the game that you helped craft.
Thanks for playing.
So now, before we got into our daily challenge for this episode, TJ did formally announce that Bananas, Derek, Jordan, and Kylan had all made the final. But we did find out that they would still have to compete in this daily challenge because depending on who loses, that person is going to have a penalty for the start of the final. So this one was called Fortress Bricks. Players had to race the top of a Spanish fortress. And during this, they would have to haul 40 heavy bricks down to the bottom, 2 at a time. And for every 4 bricks that they brought down, they'd be able to take 1 plank. They had 10 planks total, each player, which they would then use to complete a puzzle. Whoever would get this done fastest would win the challenge. The losing female went straight to elimination. Losing male player, like we said, would get a penalty for the final, and the winning female would be safe. There was a little bit of shenanigans called on social media about this daily challenge.
Oh, it
Oh
is.
yeah, why?
Yeah, there was a screenshot. So Jenny ended up winning this for the women, and there was a screenshot which I did not think about early enough to put it in here to show you guys. But there was a screenshot of Jenny's completed puzzle where people were saying that the lines looked like they weren't all matched up. And in the episode, they did show it very quickly, and TJ blew the horn and was like, "Yep, that's good," and it was over. But I don't know if this was necessarily shenanigans here, because I feel like this ended up resulting in Cara not winning the daily challenge, and Cara Maria, obviously we know, went home. And so I don't know if production would pull shenanigans that resulted in Cara leaving.
I'm trying to look it up.
I'm going to see if I can find the tweet also.
Unless they just think that that's good TV.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if production cares as much about their veterans as like other franchises that we watch. Like, they just kind of just treat them as like pieces on a game board.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we hear a lot about people, picking certain challenges for certain people that are going into eliminations and like kind of rigging it.
True.
It's usually
I
rigging
found
it
the
like
picture
for Tori and for like the main core group,
Yeah,
So-
that's fair. That's fair.
And some people have said this just could be how they were lined up, the planks and things like that, and that's why it was off. But so if you look, I'm going to see if I can get the
let me
picture
full screen
clear enough for you guys. So if you look at some of these here, right?
Oh.
You see the two green pieces on the top and bottom are the ones that look to be like the worst, right?
Yeah.
And some people said like if you had taken that bottom green piece out and put it on, maybe reverse those, it would have lined up better. But
yeah, maybe.
Because
like the middle is a little wonky, but you can see how if you just like push it a little bit, it lines up. The top and the bottom don't.
The top and the bottom are bad.
Yeah,
the top and the bottom are bad.
Because like if you look at it again, real quick, sorry, like that top one, that side definitely doesn't line up.
That is not lined
up. That side
but
does.
The other side does, and then on the bottom, one side does, but the other side definitely doesn't.
Yeah.
Which makes me feel like this is just two pieces that are in the wrong spots. And so,
which means she would have had to dismantle the entire thing in order to fix it. Yeah.
So I don't know. That was my one holdup, but I was like, all right, this looks like it could be shenanigans, but I'm also hesitant to say that they would do that to someone like Cara, who came in second place. But at the same time, you're right. Like I just, who knows? Maybe they think that makes for good TV, because we ended up getting a Tori and Cara elimination, which is exciting.
Well, who was second though?
Cara.
Cara was second. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Rachel was second. Maybe it was Cara. I don't remember.
It was. Let's see. For some reason, I don't have the.
No, I think I'm going to agree that it was shenanigans, and here's why. Because I didn't even realize that as a thing. This was a female elimination, but somehow they had me all lost in the sauce in this moment. Because I was so wrapped up in what was going on with Jordan and Kylan that I didn't even think that the female stuff was important.
Sure.
Which means that they dominated this challenge with an edit of men where that didn't really matter, and that's because
not to mention Jenny was one of the what's it called?
One of the angels.
No. Like she was in danger of going into elimination.
She was a target.
Target.
I
was like, what word are they using this season?
I'm just going to pick random words. I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. Now I am leaning towards the shenanigans.
Yeah, it says here Cara Maria finished second.
That was Rachel. I don't know why.
That's
Maybe
what it
I
says
wasn't
here.
watching closely.
Well, you know what though? Maybe Cara could have finished second, but she did have that 3-minute penalty, so maybe when that was factored in.
But isn't that also like a really, really strange? It's a strange penalty to assess in a game that's being scored this way, like because. What you should have done then is not let her begin for 3 minutes. You don't add it after.
Yes.
Like that's very strange too, because like
it's shady. There's a lot of room for error there.
Yes, because everyone's doing it all at the same time. So how are you blowing a horn, not knowing how Cara's handicap is going to affect her, unless that's why you did it, because you didn't
So you
want
could
there
fuck
to be
around
a
with the
thing.
results.
Yeah, so it didn't really matter where Cara landed in that, because if she won, then you can add the 3 minutes later
Yeah.
and place her wherever you feel like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just kind of weird, the whole thing. But
I didn't even think about starting her 3 minutes later. That's exactly what they should have done.
And they've done it a million times before.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, where you see the person has to stand there and wait
And just wait
after everyone
with
else
their
ran
thumb up
off.
their ass. Didn't
Yeah.
they make Michelle do that?
Yeah.
And that was like this season.
Yeah, I didn't
And
even
I
think
know
about that as a thing.
Yeah, I was like, this is like really weird. I was like, how are they going to figure this out? Yeah.
The whole thing was weird.
No.
I feel
Another
like this is the
blemish for
season
the
of
challenge.
shenanigans. Yeah.
Right. But so on the men's side, Kylan obviously got off to a crazy start. I mean, he was flying through this.
Sure was.
And he got all of his puzzle pieces first. He was a full lap ahead of Jordan, who was in second place for the men. But Kylan really struggled with the puzzle, like really struggled, to the point that even with the huge lead that he had,
I was surprised by that too.
yeah, Jordan ended up winning for the men here. Kylan had such a hard time that Bananas actually finished ahead of Kylan, and Kylan finished in third, meaning that Derek would finish in last for the men, and Derek will have that penalty starting in the final.
It was a bummer too, because at least the way that this was edited, like once Kylan got like a couple of pieces, it was like, and bam, bam, bam. Like he like flew through the thing as soon as he got the beginning of it, and it was like, he just got tripped up on like a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. He's not going to let that happen to him again. I think Kylan's going to win this season. I really do. I think he's
I would love
win.
to see that.
At least for the men.
I think you might have both winners, Kyle. I feel like Rachel. I don't know if anyone's beaten Rachel.
Oh yeah, well, I wasn't even thinking about the female. We were just talking about Kylan, so I just back in. The way that this thing is being edited and everything, it just seems like there's so much focus on what Kylan can do, and I just don't feel like he's one of those. Like, yes, you know that I just have the hots for the man. At this stage, I feel like Kylan can do no wrong in my world. Like Kylan is the next Ferris, you know.
Sure,
but I just don't think he makes the same mistake twice. Like he's one of those people that really, he does adapt to what's going on around him and he learns from his mistakes. So like this man's not going to get tripped up on a puzzle like this again. Like he's not. Like that's just.
Yeah, I feel like the way that they're giving Kylan his shine this season, he's either going to win or he's going to just miss it.
And it's going to be so devastating.
Yeah, it's going to be something really upsetting.
Yeah.
You know what's going to be really annoying, honestly, too, because Kylan I've been rooting for on the challenge. It's going to be really annoying is if we get to the final and it's some like really stupid, like weird, like elimination in the middle of the final where it's like it's not even like a real skill thing and it's like a luck thing. You know, like that.
I hate that I can see that.
Much.
I hope that's not the case for him.
Yeah,
that's not how somebody like Kylan should go out.
Right.
It's also like, what the hell are these karma points? Like, how is that going to affect what's
I am so sick of this karma vote crap. Just tell us what it is. Why don't we know? I don't care that they don't.
Months and months and months hearing people being like, I'm voting this person. We're like, great, I don't know what that means.
I'm so sick of it. You expect us to keep being excited about something you haven't said anything about.
Right, at least tell us.
Yes, and we know the
Or give us like a hint of something. Like it's going to affect...
Because we know that this is not going to be good. That's the problem.
Right.
It's not going to be good, and that's what is so frustrating about this. Because you're hyping it up constantly. If you knew this was a hot twist, you would have been told us about it.
And
so
I
the fact that you haven't.
I think it was John a couple of weeks ago or like maybe it was a comment, I don't remember, but somebody was like, I don't think they know what it means until they're getting to the end of the thing, and then they're going to edit it in a way that's like, look, this is how it's going to affect things, but like they haven't figured out what the twist is yet.
Right, because they're going to decide what they want to do with these karma votes when we get to the end. Yeah, because we don't actually know how anyone voted. We don't know we don't know what anything means.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of people in their confessionals here and there.
Yeah.
And we only know how they're rating them. That doesn't mean like really anything yet. We still don't know what any of that means.
Because I only remember seeing the actual breakdown with Cara and Josh. I don't even know if we've seen other people's like lists.
Yeah.
Agreed. Sorry, I'm trying to look up when the finale is. Like, is it really New Year's Day?
Oh God, I don't even. Yeah,
There's definitely an episode on. I just saw it. I don't know
I
if the
hope
next.
it's.
I hope the next episode is the last one. I can't do a 2-part finale.
I hope it's the last one too, but I also hope the next one is not New Year's Day because I can't be there. I can't podcast on the second.
we might all have to take a whole week off. We're all going to be busy that
No,
first
there
Yeah.
week
definitely
of
there is an
January.
episode airing on New Year's Day,
Ugh, that could be it.
but the description says the 8 finalists begin TJ's final. So that leads me to believe that we're gonna split this up.
Which also doesn't really work for the pod because the Traders is back Jan 9
Mm.
or Jan 10. No, Jan 9. So automatically a double. But sorry, that's for later. Sorry, I'm way getting ahead of myself.
So yes, for the men, this daily challenge, Jordan won. Kylan struggled with the puzzle. Derek gets a penalty. For the women, Michelle was really struggling throughout this. I gotta tell you, I am so annoyed that Michelle didn't finish last in this daily challenge.
I didn't know where that was going.
Yeah,
You didn't? I know exactly where that was going.
Oh, I wasn't sure.
here's the thing. Like,
You weren't proud of her?
I don't care. I don't care about Michelle.
Yikes. Sorry,
I don't care.
girl.
Michelle's not going to win this season. I'm sorry, and I think
No.
that she
She's
is
all I
taking.
have, John.
No, and I get
Which
it.
is why I
but
laughed for hours.
yeah, and I get it. But I feel like, this season has been a struggle to watch, to talk about, to get through. But oh my God! And when I look at the 8 finalists, if you just replaced Michelle with Cara Maria, my God. You talk about Rachel, Jenny, Tori, Cara for the women. Talking about Jordan, Kyland, Bananas and Derek. That would be such a great final 8. And by this stupid way that this game is laid out, because Tori came in last, and because she came in last, and because Jenny won, that leaves now Michelle. Just by virtue of like doing the second worst of all the women, she gets to go all the way to the final. And you got people like Cara Maria and Rachel who did better than Michelle sitting around waiting to find out what their fate is. And we have to sit here knowing that one of the better competitors is going home so that Michelle can stay in the final, even though both Cara Maria and Rachel performed better than her in this daily challenge. And I'm sorry, if that's the way that you've designed your game, then that's seriously flawed.
Okay. I hate to dissent here.
Whoop.
I do, but I do dissent. I do dissent. I don't want this to be taken as Kyle is now a Michelle fan. It's not that. But we do have to
Blevins is
show her
punching
some
the air
respect for the
somewhere.
fact that she has what's that?
The Blevins is punching the air somewhere.
Because the thing is, like, Michelle did go into eliminations though. Like, and she won them, obviously. So like there
Against
is
her best friend.
yeah, well, everyone's Michelle's best friend, but that's how she plays the game. And like, and again, she's not my favorite person, but you can't deny that she has improved every single time she's played this game. So no, she's not going to win this season, but I am. There was a point in this episode where they kind of like they drew some parallels to where Tori was compared to where she is, and you have to wonder, like, is Michelle, could she be the next Tori? Because when we saw Tori years ago, you never would have thought she was anything like worth writing home about. Like, she's not worth any postage. So it's like, and Michelle, I think, plays a better strategic, like, social game than Tori. So, because that's why we're always talking about her the entire season. So if she continues to skill up physically and surprising ourselves and herself in these ways, like, maybe challenge, 44 is hers.
It could be.
Yeah, I'm just starting to respect her a little bit more. I don't like her, but I'm respecting what she's doing because she's managing a way out of no way. every time, and she just keeps going a little further. So
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. I'd be curious to look back on her past seasons too, because I mean, coming into this, we know it was a huge thing for her that like she's never made a final. So like, yeah, she's made progress. She's made a final now.
I don't know if I realize she's
She
never
kind
made
of
it because there's been a couple of times that she's been like right
so
there.
close, so close.
well, she got purged, I think, during the battle for a new champion.
I think so.
Um, and you know, yeah, she made it to a final. We'll see how she does.
Yeah.
I just part of me feels like she backed her way in a little bit. Didn't I don't know how much she earned it.
She won eliminations.
Well, how
that,
many?
it was certainly more than one.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that have won eliminations.
Yikes. No mercy.
Jeez.
I'm just being sassy.
Yeah, I mean, like, certainly has. I mean, at this point, one might argue she's got a better track record than Mariah.
I mean, she's
Gina
definitely
is so stupid.
she's also definitely played more seasons than Mariah.
There might be a reason for that too.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna compare those, Michelle is a Survivor winner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, she's been on more seasons.
1 time, 2 time?
One time.
1 time.
I think she played Survivor twice, but I think she only won once.
Mm.
But only is not the driver of that
Right.
statement. I'm not like, yeah, I'm not
She
devaluing
only won
that.
Survivor one.
Exactly. Like, I'm not devaluing that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, yeah. But
Okay.
then we had a lot of montage, sad Tori, sad Kara.
Yeah. All right. Well, so I guess I want to talk about Cara a little bit. Obviously, we know she went home, but I love Cara Maria. I really do. And I'm curious about how this season might change her challenge career moving forward. Because as much as like Cara's had success, like she did when she started out on the challenge, have a lot of struggles. Was not the competitor she is now, or as strong as she is now. And now she's just an absolute beast that everybody's afraid to face off against. But I feel like she's never been one that like was known for like having a ton of allies or a ton of friends in the game. And I feel like this season we saw her getting close with people like Jordan and Tori and Corey. And we've seen from the All Stars season that she was on with All Stars 4, and now season 40, she's built a relationship a little bit with Rachel and stuff. And I feel like Cara's slowly starting to gain more allies. And like, I wonder, there's two parts to this, I guess, because I feel like it's good for Cara. We know she's like a super badass competitively. She's gaining more allies. I think that's good. But like, is Cara also losing a little bit of her edge that might have like helped her in the past? Like being sort of like having to fight against the whole house. Like, was that a strength that she could like, sort of draw from before, and now she's becoming a little bit of more of a softie? Or is like, you know what I mean? Like I could see this kind of going both ways for her game.
Yeah, it's an interesting observation. There definitely is a lack of fire that I feel like Cara used to have compared to like new Cara. But I still think that she made it almost to a final. Like, I definitely still think she's performing. She definitely is different than she used to be. I actually think it could serve her a little bit better, because if you can actually start to make some friends around here, then maybe you won't be seeing some of these eliminations as often.
Yeah.
Um,
Because she did a pretty good job. She obviously, Bananas and Laurel gave her a hard time in the beginning of the season. And there was a lot that we talked about with the drama between Cara and Laurel. And I think she saw at least 1 or 2 eliminations in the beginning, right? Maybe 1, maybe 2, but
at least
until the very end, right before the final, she was able to avoid elimination all that time. But there's a part of me too that wonders if that helps keep her sort of in top form of like, I got to go down and protect myself in the game once in a while to not get too complacent. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm so glad that Cara has been back. I wish that she was in this final. Yeah, and she's one of the most interesting people for me personally to watch moving forward.
I was just like, the reason why I was looking off to the side for so long is I was looking at literally every name on the draft sheet because I wanted to make sure that I was correct when I say that she is probably my favorite person on this season that I've watched on the challenge. Like, I want to go back and watch all of her older seasons because
You should, yeah.
I'm
You should,
obsessed with
definitely.
Actually, hold on. Let me just fix this right up over here. I love her.
Uh-oh.
Yep,
Uh-oh.
I'm doing
I
it
knew you would
exactly
love
Gina?
what I'm
Cara.
doing.
I knew you would love Cara.
Oh, that's not what I
Cara
wanted.
is fantastic.
I love Cara Maria.
Look at Gina.
There you
Stand
go.
finally.
That's my girl. And
Finally.
you know what? Since we're already here, we might as well talk about it. Now, on Monday on our Survivor stream, I had mentioned that just 1 week prior, I was singing my own praises about how there were 6 people going into finale and 3 of them were on my team. And that very next episode, 2 of my people got eliminated.
Oh, we
Now,
love it. We love to see it.
I don't know if we recall, just 1 mere week ago, we were talking about what the challenge final is going to look like, what we have moving forward, talking about draft teams. And John said, well, you know what? You have Cara Maria on your draft team. Whoever has Cara Maria on their team is guaranteed to go to the final. It's always going to happen.
Did I say guaranteed?
You said if you have Cara Maria on your team, you're going to the final. There's no question about it.
I might have said you had a good chance. I don't know.
No,
if I
you
said
whoever has Cara Maria
right.
on their team, you're seeing the final. She's going to the final. It's absolutely going to happen.
We're going to be having a conversation in the group chat later. We're going to be having a conversation. I'm going to rewatch the tapes.
And you said you have nothing to worry about. Cara's on your team. You're at least seeing the final. And what do we have here? A Cara Maria elimination. Because unfortunately for me, while Cara is my favorite person on the season, I had the terrible misfortune of drafting her onto my team, thereby giving her the kiss of death. Deepest apologies. It's my fault.
It was me. I did it.
So
I did it.
mad.
What, like, can we have to talk about this elimination though? I mean,
I hated it.
It was terrible.
I hated it.
It was terrible. I was like, you're just gonna tread water.
Right.
I get it. There's snakes and plankton.
It wasn't exciting.
No, it wasn't exciting at all. If I was watching it on the SS Sinister, I'm like, can I just go to bed? like let me know how it turns out.
Skill involved. If you're like, it's just like whoever gets tired.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest. Like, someone needs to be held responsible for this. I'm not even kidding.
Somebody should lose their job.
I know it sounds dramatic, but okay, hold on. We are on a season. No, let's just break it down. Let's get into it. This is the challenge 40. We're supposed to be celebrating 40 seasons of this show. Okay. We brought in players from every era. We brought in champions. We brought in legends.
That's right. Queen Rachel did not come back to watch people tread water.
Yeah. And the first like the very last elimination, Tori Deal and Cara Maria Sorbello, 2 titans of the game. And TJ tells them to essentially just plop into the water and flail around.
Literally.
We watched them in this elimination. We watched Cara Maria and Tori go like this for like 20 minutes. We just watched them float in the water like lazy.
This. Listen, we really want them to be on the boat, so I don't know. You want to put some drums out there and put them in the water and see what happens. Like, it's just terrible.
Yeah. So I'm serious. Somebody, if they haven't already been fired, somebody should be fired. like this again. This is the last elimination before the final for the 40th season of this show, and we can't come up with anything better than jump in the water and flail around. Like, Cara and Tori,
You're not wrong.
We can't get a hall brawl for these two, or a pole wrestle, or something.
I expected it to, because Tori was in it. I was like, it is absolutely going to be either a hall brawl or, but like, one of those two. I was
pole wrestle is that absolutely what it should have been.
Because specifically because Tori was in it, I was like, well, it's going to be one of these.
Yeah, I was more intrigued and interested by the lights that were underwater. knowing that this was like open water, not like a pool. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Somebody must have gone down there and really made sure these are secure, right? Maybe float off or something.
Yeah.
I
Get it, take it
laughed
away.
because they tried so hard to make this feel like an episode of Fear Factor where they were like, yeah, you're going to be treading water, but also you have no idea what's going to come. And it was literally a snake that kind of slithered around for like a second and I was like, bye. And I was like, you didn't even like add more snakes in after. It was just like the
No.
one.
Add more snakes.
Yeah. Jordan was like, "There's a snake." Someone else was like, "Oh my god, look at
Like,
all
"Oh,
that
shit."
seaweed."
Cara did have a really funny line in her confessional about this, though, because she was like, "I'm gonna act like this is fine. I'm just in a pool. I'm just floating. I'm gonna
I'm
act like
on
there's not plankton just
vacation."
ripping through my flesh. There's not." It's like, okay, like that was worth going back. That was more exciting than the challenge itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah, what a bummer.
It was really lame, especially for like the penultimate episode. It's like this is it.
Yeah, and it's also really not painting a very pretty picture for what the like actual final looks like, because they said they're going to be doing everything off this boat. Like, how many things can you do on this boat?
Yeah.
Like, if this is how your last elimination went, I'm not encouraged.
Mhm.
You know? Like, yeah.
Like it's so like they're just. I feel like they're just trying to do too much. Like just put them in some random little field, get some bikes, set some tables up with some gross food,
Get some
make everybody run 10 miles, and then
Right,
you got
let's
to
just
bike.
do
Now you got to
everything
bike
we always
five,
used to do.
and now you
It
got to
was
bike 5
fine.
miles, and now you got to eat these testicles, and then
Mhm.
and then after that you got to drink this weird
Full
thing.
snot.
Yeah, like just I don't understand. I stop doing all this dumb shit. We've been watching this season for 5 months. God damn it! Right. But anyway, I guess that's it. After like 2.5 hours, Cara Maria's head went below the water, and that meant she lost. So
Mhm.
Cara's out.
Whoopee for me.
Yeah. Cara's out, and Tori goes to the final. All right.
Just
We're down
me and
to our
Michelle
final
out
eight.
here.
Yeah. Let's look at our team.
Yeah, let's give them a gander.
We're gonna
Let's
start
do
with,
mine first. It's not going to take very long.
yeah. Team Morgino has Michelle.
Ooh.
You're all I have, girly. I need this.
It's not impossible. It's
There's
just
a lot
not
of
likely.
black and white over there.
I was so confident about my team. I felt so good about it.
You had good people.
You did. When you started off, you look at your top rows: CT, Cara, Horacio, and Nerys. Never thought that all 4 of them would be out as early as they were.
Mm-hmm.
Well, especially Cara. That says something about Cara. That going out just before the final is too early. But
Sorry to Team Regino.
yeah, Team Dunphy.
Still looking good.
I got
Looking good.
Jordan, Derek, and Tori. I feel like Jordan, and if you got Jordan and Tori, I think I got a shot to win.
Mm-hmm. You're looking good.
I like Derek. I'm glad he made the final because I've been high on him. I don't think that he can beat Kyland and Jordan. I just don't think he can do it.
Yeah, that's the issue. I think that Derek is another person who has grown so much in this game. Like, he has learned to use his. See, and here's what's interesting. You want to talk about social versus strategy. I think that Derek has finally mastered that all these people like me. What do I do with it?
Sure.
So he's been really, really fun to watch over the years. And I think this is obviously his best showing. Derek is very, very exciting to watch, but the fact still remains.
Yeah.
You're against Jordan and Kyland. And I think that is, it's a dead end.
It's really steep competition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's look at Team Petty, still with 4 players, still with the most players of anyone in the Strat Chat draft. Got 2 men and 2 women left. So and both the male competitors and female competitors, I think, have a shot to win this thing. I think that Kyle has the best chance to win the draft.
Jenny and Rachel
really
are
good.
insane.
Jenny scares me a little bit, though. Like, she has won. She's a very good competitor, but hearing her breathe sometimes, I don't know.
Yeah, her endurance and does she have asthma or something? Like, she really seems to struggle. Yeah,
asthma.
I feel like her through line in this season, aside from being like the number 1 target for everyone all the time, like I feel like most of the time that we see people talking about Jenny in these competitions, they are referencing the fact that she has such shit endurance. So I do think that that's definitely going to be her
Play a
downfall in
factor.
the final.
Yeah. Mhm.
But she's an unreal competitor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel good about my team. I like these people.
Yeah.
I think, well, obviously that's why I picked them.
Mhm.
But I feel pretty strongly about them. I feel like I still question if Bananas can still do it. I
Mhm.
want to believe that he can, but you know, his daily challenge record is not stellar this
Yeah.
season. You know,
Yeah.
so we'll see.
Has he won one this season at all?
I feel like he did maybe early on.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but I'm also not. I'm never good.
Well,
with stats
actually,
like
no, I
that.
could be wrong. I might be. I don't know if he ever won an individual daily challenge. I'm sure as like an era
Well, I mean, yeah.
era too. Yeah, but maybe that's what I'm
Mm.
thinking of because the whole chamber thing and. But I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
I remember. I feel like I remember him being in a position of power in the chamber at some point. I don't know,
I don't remember.
but I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, I feel like he may have been at some point, but
Yeah.
no.
I also there could be a split here too. I wonder. I could see like a Kylan and a Tori winning, or a Jordan and a
Yep.
Rachel winning, or something. I wonder
Yep.
how that could be. I'm sorry, Gina.
I can't help but notice you're only talking about a split between your two teams.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, I think that if you were doing the predictions, that came from Rugrats.
I like it.
Yeah, you were coming up with the predictions. I also think that you would not be naming Michelle.
Yeah.
I still
If
wanna
we're being fair.
included.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not your fault that you're not. I mean, I guess it is in the sense that you
It's
didn't.
not my fault.
Right. I mean, you did choose her, so I guess it's not your fault, but it's not
Well,
the same.
think about it this way, Gina. Like maybe there's a world in which you didn't pick Michelle, right? Like maybe you picked this person,
Oh,
and your
leave
whole
her alone.
and your whole team would be out.
It's so rude. Like, we don't have to keep doing this to her, especially because she's cast again. We're seeing her very soon. We're seeing her very soon.
Yeah, which means there
Next month.
could be another podcast in which this graphic exists.
You know what? Just for that, I'm gonna make sure that doesn't happen.
I was just about to say that. Just because you're doing that, I want to make sure I take her.
Maybe I'll pick her first.
Well, let's not get crazy.
Pick her first, yes. Yes. Gina.
Maybe I'll pick her last.
Yeah, this has been my plan all along. Is that next
To make me
draft,
really be the most losingest loser of Strat Chat.
next draft, I want to make sure she's off the board early.
Maybe at this point, my strategy should just be pick the people that I am certain are not going to win. Just keep the streak going. Draft the worst team I can draft.
You still haven't won one.
Not one singular time, no.
Gosh.
Again, on Survivor, two times. 2 times on Survivor, I've won the team draft that Mikey does with the numbers, but I've never had a winner.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the team draft is cute, but
we've been doing this podcast for like 3 years. And I've
not
never
for like 3 years.
Once.
Over 3 years.
Yeah, I think it's closer to 4, I think, maybe.
Not once have I drafted the winner.
Although I will say, to be fair, we didn't always do drafts, right? We might have only done drafts in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So you've only been a loser for 2 years.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
The drafts actually started only less than a year into us, if we're being fair, because I think that the first draft you won is the one that she missed because she was on she was doing Emoji Land.
That sounds right.
Because that's when you picked the winners for All Stars. Remember, because you picked male and female winner, and she was absent.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember that draft well. Wes and John A.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we were only a few months in at that point. We weren't were we a year old at that point? I don't.
We might have done winner picks, like singular winner picks.
Oh, that might have been what it was. Maybe it was a winner pick that you got. Maybe it wasn't actually like a draft. That's actually sounds more correct.
Because there was a period of time where we were just doing who do you think is the one person that's going to win.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're right. I think that's actually what that was.
Yeah.
But you didn't win those either, so.
In In fact, I still say the craziest thing I have ever done with my picks was that first season of BB Can that we covered, when the top two were my winner pick and my first boot pick, and the first boot pick won the season. You can't make that up.
Oh, Gina's track record is my favorite thing to rip up. Oh, I just love it so much.
How does that, like, that's not even, that's more impressive than winning, I feel like.
Well, I don't know if it's more impressive.
How have I managed to lose this many times?
It's all you got, so we'll give it to you. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, silly. Yes.
No,
All for Gina.
No.
That's
Hey,
really,
thank you. Thank
that's
you.
good.
We're done with the sound effects now.
There it
Thank
is.
you.
You'll win one
Are you?
eventually. You'll win one eventually.
Maybe.
You will. But I mean, I'm having a great year. I've won Big Brother. I've won Survivor.
All right.
I'm still in the running for the challenge. So
Okay, I mean, I had a great year too, though. I won Australian Survivor.
Mhm.
I won Big Brother Canada.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mm.
like, listen, I've had as many wins as you.
So this is the
And I am also
tiebreaker.
here.
I just don't win. I just don't win anything American.
Did you also? Did we do a draft for like traders or anything like that?
No.
No, because you don't know who is going to be traitors. Like,
It
how do you
doesn't really work,
draft
right? It doesn't really
that?
I
work.
mean, it still could work just for conversation's sake. Like, just chose this person because, but there's
I mean, if
literally
you're in
nothing behind it. It's pretty
I feel
dumb.
like it's a
If you're
weird
in the
show to
game, you're in
draft.
the
I don't
game.
know.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's just a way to just either give you another bullet point on your resume or just give you a reason to get ripped up. Like, it doesn't actually mean anything. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you'll get one eventually, Gina. Don't worry.
Mhm.
Sorry. All right. I think that's all I got for the challenge 40. You guys have any other
Nah, that's all I got.
comments?
No, I'm satisfied.
It's Team Michelle, I guess.
Watch her win the whole thing.
Good luck,
And
good luck. We all wish you good luck.
Who knows? Maybe it could be Michelle's year. You know?
No.
Okay. Well, all right.
Well,
Um,
on that
before-
note, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say before we leave, happy birthday, Gina. Birthday on Sunday.
Thank you.
And happy birthday to Brandon Cottom of Survivor, also of the Seattle Seahawks, formerly. His birthday is on the 21st. Okay, so happy birthday
And
to all.
also, I don't know what our week looks like, but just in case, happy birthday to Kyle next Sunday.
Yes.
Thank you. I don't think we have anything to talk about
I don't
next
think
week,
so
honestly.
either.
No.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be
So-
around next week. We got the Christmas holiday.
Yeah, and there's no episode of the challenge. Obviously, Survivor's over, so no. I guess we're dark all week. So thank you.
Yeah.
Since you're not going to be with Strat Chat, I invite you to celebrate the first night of Kwanzaa,
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
which no one will be doing but me. But that's okay. And yeah, I guess that's it. I guess hopefully the second, but I mean, I won't be here.
You're gonna be a busy little bee.
Yeah.
I have rehearsal.
All right. Well, for anybody out there that's been hanging out with us all night, thank you very much for watching, for listening. We will let you know about our wrap up of the Challenge 40 Battle of the Eras coverage. And obviously, we'll have the start of the Traders coming up, like we mentioned earlier in the stream. So stay tuned for all of that. And you can stay tuned by following us on the socials at Strat Chat Pod. We are your favorite reality TV podcast, after all. I mean, geez. So, all right, find us on the socials, and have a great holiday season, everybody. We probably will not be back before the new year. So, thank you to everybody for always watching and listening and supporting. All right.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year.
Yes. All right. Later.
Bye.